Alright, 2012 Ford Escape. We're going to replace the ignition lock module. The first thing we're going to do is get the negative terminal off of the battery. Make sure everything gets powered down, and then we'll start tearing down the inside. So we'll go ahead and get this off, and I'll be right back. Alright, once you got the once you got the negative battery terminal disconnected here, there's a couple screws underneath the steering column. We're going to take those off to get this cover off here, to get us a better view of the inside. So we start disassembling what we need to get this poured out. There's 3 screws there. They're 5.5 millimeter. Just want to start prying on this gently, just to separate the top and bottom of this cover here. Just real gently. Just going to twist this around the tilt lever for the steering wheel to get it out. It all comes apart pretty easy there. Next thing you're going to do is just go ahead and get all your connectors unplugged. Turn signal switch, PATS security ring. There's a few of them. Just get your wiring harness all undone here. Once you got them all disconnected, just pull them all off to the side and let it hang. That way it's out the way. And we'll go into removing the airbag here. All right. Just like that, you go ahead and pull the airbag out. And what you're going to do is come around here and unclip these 2 connectors from the back side of it. Just like so. The white one on the left side, the black one on the right. And then go ahead and unplug your horn here. Alright. And we're just going to take the airbag and set it somewhere safe where it won't get dropped, stepped on, or anything like that. Alright, once we've got the airbag out of the way, we'll go ahead and undo this last wiring harness connector in here right above the bolt for the steering wheel. We'll go ahead and get that unclipped. And we'll be ready to go ahead and remove this. It's a T50 for the bolt that holds the steering wheel on. Go ahead and remove that. then after that, we might have to use a puller here to remove the steering wheel. Go ahead and tighten your puller up on there. Get the puller started. Then we'll go ahead and tighten this up. Get the steering wheel popped off here. Just like that. Loosen that up. Get your puller off there, and just like that, steering wheel's off. Go ahead and run your airbag wires through the back. And be careful with the cock spring to try to leave it in its orientation of where it came off at. Go ahead and set the steering wheel off to the side. We'll go ahead and get this cock spring out of here. Two bolts that hold the cock spring on. Take that one off. And this one off. Set the bolts to the side. And so we'll just leave it just like so. There we go. All right, now we're almost down to what we're needing to take off here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this unbolted. The whole flasher assembly should be the last thing to be removed before we get to it. And there are 3 5.5mm bolts to take off that hold it on. One up there, one down here. There should be one underneath, right here in the middle. Alright, just like that, flasher assembly's off. And this is what we're coming to change here. So what you're gonna do, there's no bolt for this one. It's basically just a sheared off screw breakaway bolt from the factory here. We're going to have to put a small slit into it. That way we can use the screwdriver to get it out. Alright, once you use the cutoff wheel, just something like this, just cut you a slit in there, get you a flathead screwdriver, and you can work that bolt straight out. Just like that. Alright, just like that, it's out. You can reuse this if you prefer to. You know, if yours doesn't come with a new bolt, I went ahead and picked up a new bolt for mine. But if you're in a pinch, that's all you had, you could definitely go ahead and reuse this here and put it back in with the screwdriver. All right, next thing to do is going to be go ahead and get the ignition lock cylinder out of the old one. Get that into the new part and just kind of take a look and make sure everything's going to match up and line up right for it. We just have to swap out the PATS receiver as well. It's got a notch here, goes up on the bottom of the column here. You just want to make sure it gets lined up. You just feel for it. And you go to put this on, and you'll feel it when it locks into place. About right there. And it won't be able to move any once it gets locked in. And like I said, I got a new bolt for mine. 8mm thread pitch. And, like I said, I'm gonna get that started here. Make sure it's all lined up before I snug it down. And that's it, just tight enough. And the procedure to go back together is, complete opposite of taking it apart. So not too hard of a job, just a lot of little things to pay attention to. So once you got that on, go ahead and start reassembly, and I'll get back to you here whenever I got it back together. All right, once you got everything back together, go ahead and grab your key, give it a start, and it starts right up. Thanks for watching.